circumstances, if any zombies happen to get into your house.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to For the
News.
News.
For the news. We haven't done
That's
one of
right.
these in a really long time.
We haven't.
If you're wondering why I look terrible, we never record in the morning.
We don't.
And it is the morning.
It is.
And
we're recording before I have to go to work, so I'm already ready.
I feel fantastic.
Yeah,
I just finished my coffee, as a matter of fact.
I know.
But we're going to do a For the News segment. We haven't done one in a while. And if you were watching, I think I mentioned it on a reaction video, I believe.
I think so.
Where I said we weren't going to quite do the Conjuring House, stuff right now. There's a lot of good videos on it, but we do have a Patreon that wants us to weigh in on it. So we're going to. There's just a lot going on over there right now.
So much. There's so much. Before we get into it,
Okay.
one of our Patreons, Miss Tina. Tina.
Madot.
She reached out to us and said, because we had mentioned randomly on one of our Patreon episodes that we thought the Harry Potter lights that hung from the ceiling would be super cool
I
in here.
think we had mentioned we had thought about buying them in the past.
Right. We had thought about buying them a long time ago and
we just
whatever.
never did.
So she reached out and she sent us.
Well, let's set it up, right? Because about a week ago, she was like, I want to send you guys something. What's your address? And I gave it to her. I trust her. She's a very nice lady.
Super nice.
And then she was like, it's on its way. Here, you can track it.
Yeah.
I didn't really even look up the tracking. I think I did once because I wanted to make sure it didn't end up at a neighbor's.
Right.
And it didn't even say what it was.
No.
Now, mind you, we have no idea what it is.
Never have been sent anything ever.
Now you may take back over.
So we open them and they are the Harry Potter lights. So if anybody would like to see this happen, go over to our YouTube because here we go.
Boom. The floating lights.
Stop.
Megan is in her element right now.
These are amazing.
She's a Harry Potter head.
This makes me so happy.
They are
fantastic.
They look better than I thought they were going to.
They look amazing.
Hit these ones right here.
Oh,
yeah.
miss some.
You got to point at them all.
I miss them.
Boom.
Oh.
Yeah, they're very entertaining to just look at. Honestly.
Oh, they're so great. So thank you so much, Tina.
Welcome to the Great Hall of For the Booze.
This is so exciting. Oh my God. Okay.
My wife's a 12-year-old girl now. No, they look great. We love them. So thank you very much, Tina.
Thank you
are amazing.
so much.
But we do have to get on.
Okay.
We have to get on with this. So there has been a lot of controversy happening at the Conjuring House, and this is all led up to a culmination that we will discuss at the end. If you go back and listen to our episodes, you will remember that we have touched on this subject, not the Jacqueline Nunez side of it,
Right.
but we have talked about the Cody and Satori side of it, whom she backed up relentlessly and who are now no longer there.
Right.
We were the Conjuring House really took off in popularity when it was Corey and his wife. If you guys ever see this, I'm so sorry. I can never remember her name for some reason.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know why. I can never remember. I think it's because his is just so easy to remember.
Yeah.
But Corey and his lovely wife.
That's right.
They owned it, and it really pumped up the popularity. But they were kind of at the end of their journey there, and they decided to sell it. And they made a good amount of money doing that. It was a very smart move, honestly.
Oh, absolutely.
And a lady that nobody knew named Jacqueline Nunez had bought it. She's a rich lady, and for all intents and purposes, and maybe not the greatest way to go about it, but she went about it, was she kind of turned the Conjuring House into a business.
Yeah, 100%
Where,
a business.
as before, when Corey and his wife owned it, it was people could come out and investigate, and it became a content machine.
It did. It was almost like a destination more than a business.
It was a destination.
When they had
for
it.
sure. It was definitely a destination.
Yeah.
And now it's more of a business. It's the prices to investigate there are insane if you watch some of these videos.
Ridiculous.
We watch a guy called the Side Eye Guy. We watch a lot of paranormal debunkers because that's just who we are. And I think what he had said was for him and his group and everybody, it was like $2,500 a night.
Yeah.
Like an insane, it's an unfathomable amount of money.
Different fees on top of that for multiple channels.
I'm giving the overall price because it was like
be involved.
I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think it was in the neighborhood of about 1,200. And then when they got there, they didn't tell them beforehand. But if other channels wanted to, they could be there. But if they wanted to film, it was like $500 an extra channel.
Right. To film their own separate videos.
It's
to have
insane.
Multiple cameras running. It's crazy.
It's a scheme. I'm just going to straight up say it. It's a scheme.
Agreed.
There's a definite scam going on there. But we need to go back a little bit to a post that really kicked this all off. And I'm sure if you watch us and you're into the paranormal, you are aware of it did very well. Like, so well it went into theaters. But Sam and Colby, probably one of the biggest channels on YouTube, went to the Conjuring House and they did a week there. And they did 4 videos? 4 or 5?
4 or 5.
No, it was maybe 4, because I think they did a video for each week. Or I can't remember. But it was leading up to Halloween. It was a very successful, albeit highly... A lot of us don't believe any of it, but whatever. But it was very successful. But it also came with a lot of backlash because of Jason Hawes' daughter and her boyfriend, Cody and Satori, who we've talked about before, and this episode is not going to revolve around because they have been talked about so much and debunked so many times that, like, I am so tired of hearing about them, which this isn't me coming down on them because they've kind of, I don't want to say disappeared, but
they've backed off of the spotlight for all of this stuff.
Yeah, they've definitely backed off.
Covered it to death. They've been everywhere for a long time, and now that they've kind of backed out, this is more the Conjuring House.
I don't know if we've covered it
Cody and Satori
to death so much as we've covered it more than we wanted to.
Oh God, so much more than we wanted to.
It's just a plethora of videos out there you can watch if you really need more content about them. But this is where it starts because I am going to be reading a lot. I'm going to play some videos on here as well. But this started sometime in, when was it? I don't remember. This was like a few months ago. Yeah. Because of the backlash that was, built up around the Cody and Satori thing. I want to say it was
around May.
May. Something like that. I think it might have been April, honestly. I think it might have been just a little bit earlier. But I mean, whatever. That's semantics. It's just a little time difference. But the Conjuring House felt the need. And when I say the Conjuring House, remember, we're talking about a specific person named Jacqueline Nunez because she is the owner. But she went hard. Go ahead, and I'm going to have to read this. I'm going to, we are a family-friendly show. So I know she tends to swear a lot. Yeah. So I'll leave out any of that stuff. But I do want to read this original post in case somehow you are on YouTube and have missed this. Because this is the kickoff. This is the post that started it all. This is the kickoff. Yes. It says, I'm Jacqueline Nunez, owner of TCH, or the Conjuring House. I've been observing the events that continue to unfold resulting from the 3-part YouTube series released by Sam and Colby in October of 2023. So it was 3 parts. I thought it was 4.
So I thought it was more than 3, but regardless.
Now, this series, which features Cody and Satori Hawes, delivering messages through their spirit communication method, has garnered millions of views from around the world. Now, these videos have also drawn the attention of people around the world who represent numerous industries and sectors that are not connected with the paranormal field, which is not true. She is talking about debunkers. Yeah. Who are most of them are ghost hunters. Absolutely. I mean, so much so that one of the people, Beardo Gets Scared, who was probably the most prevalent debunker to cover Cody and Satori, I would think, is now friends with Satori's father. Yeah. So that's kind of didn't age well right there. Now, we've received thousands of messages from viewers expressing their gratitude for how these videos have provided comfort and or has altered their belief system regarding the continuity of consciousness after death. Now, our beloved spirit, Abigail Arnold, established her own fan club for her contributions in these videos. However, there have also been some skeptics, disbelievers, and opportunists who have sought to monetize their content by producing debunking videos and telling outright lies to hurt Cody and Satori. This statement right here really doesn't age well.
No.
In just a short amount of time.
You have to think you are in the paranormal field.
No, you own
owning the Conjuring
the
House.
most popular paranormal destination in existence.
There are always going to be people that push against that.
Well,
always.
especially since like its popularity, I hate to say it because it is such a well-known paranormal spot, but its popularity almost solely revolves around the fact that there was a movie that was 100% already stated to be super embellished.
Right.
So I think that alone is going to create naysayers of all kinds.
And there's going to be in life regardless, paranormal or not. So to dig in on this one fact is strange.
Nobody is ever going to just believe wholeheartedly.
No.
You're not going to get everybody on board no matter what.
Right.
Now, these slanderous lies and debunking videos have been produced by people who have never met Cody and Satori, let alone have the privilege of experiencing their method. Among the lies is the assertion that C and S, or Cody and Satori, have made a lot of money from their method. And we've talked about this fact in the past.
Yes.
Again, we're not going to get too hung up on the Cody Story thing, but they do state that they don't make money doing this, but that is, in fact, very easily debunked. Mm-hmm. They've been on TV. They're in videos with millions of views. They have a job, or they had a job at the Conjuring House. I'm sure they were not doing it out of the kindness of their hearts.
Absolutely.
CNS have never taken any money for their method, nor were they paid one dime from the Sam and Colby 2023 The Conjuring House videos featuring their method. And I don't believe that.
I don't believe it at all.
I do not believe that. They were, if they had just made a quick appearance, maybe I would believe that, but they were very, they were like the focus.
Yeah, they were in so much of the videos that they did
For
there.
2 out of the 3 videos, it almost seemed like it was about them.
Yep.
Now, Cody and Satori are valued staff members of TCH, while for the public, there are a few instances where we have allowed their method to be shared with guests. I have numerous hours of video footage from private sessions we've done since I purchased the property in May of 2022. I plan to share a few of these videos to help support what I and many others know to be the truth. Cody and Satori are not frauds. They have a unique gift that enables them to channel spirit messages in biological physical form rather than through other physical mediums like EVP spirits, spirit boxes and REM pods. But whenever they were asked to do certain things that would just 100% either prove them right or prove them wrong, they would not do them.
Right.
And all we ended up getting in the end was a really bad video that was made by them with people in their own location.
In their little circle. Yeah.
It was a very bad representation of their skill set, we'll say.
And it was chalked up to be this disproving video that would, put all the naysayers to rest on their method.
It definitely did not.
And it did not at all.
Just take your shoes off. We've been saying this for a long, long time now.
Yeah.
To the paranormal community, many of you have dedicated your lives to exploring locations in the hopes of capturing evidence of spirit existence. Recognize that when you attack or refuse to support other members in our community, that you are also attacking yourselves and the evidence that you have captured in your investigations. Not true. If Cody and Satori are frauds, and they are not, in parentheses, what does that say about the EVP's thermal images or other evidence that you've documented? It means it doesn't change a thing because it does. I don't even understand this logic. I really don't. It is so weird. Your evidence is much more suspect than the physical evidence that is heard by all when they have experienced the method by Cody and Satori. I ask you to consider the ramifications. Sorry, it's so bad. I haven't read this since it came out. Mm-hmm. On our field by participating in destroying the reputation of people who are doing their honest best to capture authentic evidence. It hurts all of us. She is saying that if you don't believe in Cody and Satori, then all the evidence that anybody's ever caught is not real.
That's exactly what she's saying.
That is the dumbest statement. I'm sorry. I know. I have an opinion on what I think is going on with her that I'll share at the end, but I don't want to make fun of her and name call and stuff, so that I shouldn't have said that. But this is a ridiculous claim, honestly.
It is, because your sole business is centered around paranormal activity. And so you're saying that if you don't do this one specific thing, that nothing else that you capture is truth.
If you don't believe in them, everything's
right.
fake. It's just
It's crazy.
such a weird statement to make. Now, to the disbelievers and debunkers, you have passed your opinions and personal narratives off as facts. This includes mythos paranormal and bad to the bone paranormal, among others. Now, there have been threats made, cyberbullying captured, and proof of all your lies collected by many who have witnessed your actions. You are prudent to take note that the slanderous claims and defaming lies are illegal. Mostly, I am addressing you to tell you that TCH, or the Conjuring House, does not care about you. You are not our market, and you represent less than 10% of people that have engaged with us, which also not true. Not true. It's not slanderous to disagree.
No.
The thing with like the mythos and all the other people that covered this, they didn't just say it was fake. I hate to say it, but they proved it was fake.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there's that. This is really just trying to save face.
Yes.
To the paranormal enthusiasts and paranormal curious, you are who we care about. We encourage you to continue your explorations into spirit existence to see what awesome experiences await you. Of course, we want you to visit TCH, or the Conjuring House, but there are so many active locations around the world and hopefully near you where you can venture out in search of some otherworldly encounters. As a final thought to our extended TCH, or the Conjuring House family, and those who may become part of it, do not ever allow anyone to get you to doubt or disbelieve the spiritual or paranormal experiences that have impacted your lives and or belief systems. Only you know the experience that you've had. Doesn't this kind of like, she's telling people you have to believe what we're doing, but now she's saying believe what you want to believe.
Right.
This
it's
is
so all over the place. It's so all over the place.
She's completely just contradicted herself in this.
Yeah.
You are entitled to your belief system, so own and embrace it. But that's what people are doing, and you're getting mad at them.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the whole statement. And I'm sorry, I tripped up a lot. This is actually just a screenshot, because the Conjuring House deleted this.
They did.
Because I went back to the Facebook page, and I couldn't find it.
They deleted this original post, and this is just a screenshot that's blown up on the computer.
It's a blurry screenshot from Reddit. So this is kind of where it all starts out. But this ends up backfiring. And a ton of videos end up being made about this whole thing. So much so that she has kind of gone off the deep end at this point.
Little bit, yeah.
She has made some really wild accusations. Then comes the part where she starts firing people for the most ridiculous stuff that you could possibly think of. Mm-hmm. And I want to play a video. Now, there's a man. His name is Brian. And I believe he was like the caretaker
at the Conjuring House.
I
think so, too.
And you know what? In the off chance that somebody watching this doesn't already know why he was let go, I'm not going to say it, because I want you to watch this and experience this for yourself and
hear it from the man himself.
Let's just get into this, because this is so interesting to me. This is so interesting to me. So, yeah, let's just jump into this.
Okay, let's do it.
Hello, everyone. Please bear with me, as this is a really difficult video to write for a lot of different reasons that I'll get into. First and foremost, for those that may not know me, my name is Brian Danstrow. I'm one of the original staff members that also worked at the Conjuring House. I worked with Corey and Jen, Cody and Satori, Reed, Aaron, and Steve Mills. We all worked there together to provide the best experiences that we could for the guests. We worked there for the house, we worked there for the spirits, and we tried our best all through so many difficult, challenging times to maintain a straight face, our composure, and to leave the guest out of the drama that was actually happening behind the scenes. So why am I here? Well, As of July 19th, I was fired from the Conjuring House. Now, I wasn't just fired working part-time and all of those things. No. I was begged to go work full-time at the Conjuring House by the owner through April and into May. Finally agreed to do it in May, and my full-time at the house started May 20th. I was to get paid every 2 weeks. There was supposed to be payroll deduction. I was supposed to be provided with health insurance, days off, all those things that you would expect with the full-time employer. I left a long-term employment to go there. I had trepidation, but my commitment to the previous staff and to the house and to the spirits, I really wanted to try to make this work for the guest experience. And I thought maybe being full-time with some of the behind-the-scenes assurances I got, where if someone went missing, i.e. the owner, I would be able to pay staff members. I would be able to order the supplies necessary to keep everything running, which never happened. However, my first pay, no deductions were taken out. I had given her all the protected information, the private information necessary for onboarding. She onboarded me to Gusto, an app that does payroll, I guess. She picked it up. Long story short, she told me after my payday had passed that she was sorry. Someone snuck onto her phone and it just happened to go into the Gusto app and just delete all my stuff. Therefore, she wrote me out a check. No deductions taken out. That was a red flag. And I continued to try to press her to make sure that I was going to have the proper deductions. And most importantly, I was going to get the health insurance that I needed, because I did have a heart attack in 2021 and I am on cardiac medications and I need health insurance. The response I got was she wasn't able to do it. I'd have to go through Cobra, but she'd pay for it. I went through my previous employer and I got my Cobra set up. I paid $1,600 out for June and July for my health insurance benefits, to which she did actually pay me back. However, she never paid me regularly. My paydays would come and go. She would pay me sometimes a week later, and in two situations, not at all. She owes me 2 weeks of pay that she didn't pay me for June, and she owes me 3 weeks of pay for the past 3 weeks ending this past Friday, July 19th. Now you're probably asking why I'm not working there anymore. Because on July 19th at 1 p.m., Jacqueline, in a very strange look, came up to me and said she had been listening to the voices in her head. And one of the voices in her head was John Arnold, the former owner of the house, for those that may not know, who in fact died in 1839. And John Arnold told her that me, along with the other staff members that no longer work there, were psychically attacking her. Along with that, she had the audacity to accuse me of stealing money out of the gift shop, which, by the way, is fully recorded, both video as well as audio. So easy enough to disprove, to which I actually said that to her. And she simply got up and walked away. I walked around in front of the house because I was going to leave. She came out yelling and screaming at me, telling me to get off the property. When I told her she just fired me and I wanted the money that was due to me for my previous week's worth of pay, 5 weeks worth of pay to be exact, totaling $9,000, she said no. That was it. And she said, leave, you're trespassing. I'm not saying it again. So I did leave, because I'm not going to break laws, because I don't steal and I don't break laws. That being said, I was given a couple of more texts by her. Great, I guess, right? Telling me that John Arnold again told her I stole money from her. I've been psychically attacking her along with the previous staff. Therefore, she was not paying me anything. And she was not going to pay me for the 5 weeks of pay that was owed to me. In conjunction with that, she threatened me. She threatened that if I tried to go public, if I tried to do anything to hurt her, she would hurt me. That she would go after me. And here I am. She's got much deeper pockets than I do. She owns 2 companies. She owns Wonder Group, LLC, a real estate development firm in Boston. And she owns Balefire, LLC, which is what she uses to operate the Conjuring House. And if that's not enough, she's also an attorney. She's a lawyer trained. She's not a practicing attorney. So I don't have anywhere to turn. I'm owed $9,000. I have no money coming in right now because I was abruptly terminated because of someone that died in 1839. And the reality of it is, I know I have to post this because she's actually been sending text out to employees that are currently working at the Conjuring House, and who knows who else, telling them that she fired me because I psychically attacked her, and because of John Arnold telling her I took money out of a cash box that is totally recorded. So I have no choice but to put something like this up. To help me with this, I've started the GoFundMe page because I do need funds to help me survive the current situation, because I cannot collect unemployment because she never registered me as a full-time employee. So I've got no unemployment taxes being taken out. I had no payroll deductions taken out. And along with that, knowing that I need the money, knowing that I have to post something about this, I know she's going to come after me. And quite honestly, I want to go after her. So the GoFundMe that I am posting, I promise you, is going to help me survive, but it's going to help me gather the money that I need to defend myself and to put her on the offense for what she has done, both to me as well as to the previous staff members that have worked there. I'm sorry it has come to this. I've never in my 2024 punch card would have envisioned that I'd be asking for money, nor that it would be actually starting a GoFundMe page. I never in my life thought I would ever have to do that. I've never in my life had to do that. But this is a situation that I find myself in. Anything anyone can do to help me along the way, I truly appreciate it. And anyone that wants to reach out to me, feel free. I am still looking for an attorney in Rhode Island that does employment, that can handle whatever you want to call this thing is, because I don't even have a name for it anymore. It's so surreal. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience with this video. And most importantly, thank you for you.
So that's a wild story.
That is so sad. So sad.
So, I mean, there is a gap in the story here, and I'm not actually quite sure where the disconnect happened. Mm-hmm. I believe it's from all the backlash from Halloween.
Okay.
Because I think it started to affect business at the Conjuring House, and something happened. And it seems Jacqueline Nunez just kind of snapped. We haven't even hit the craziest part of the story yet.
I know. I have not seen that video from Brian, and I think it is so incredibly sad that a boss, first of all, would any of those little things that happened in the beginning, it deleted your information, all that, it's ridiculous.
$9,000.
I couldn't even imagine being fired for such an absurd reason. I have been fired once because I, quote unquote, didn't fit in.
You're disgusting. I'm reporting you to HR. Hello, HR?
So you see, it's not about what's said, but who says it. Flirting in the workplace is reserved only for attractive, high-status Chad.
At a restaurant I was working at.
Yeah, good story.
I won't get into it.
Yeah,
but
I know it.
I couldn't even imagine. I could not even imagine. And then having to try and go after your money and ask people to help you.
I've never heard of somebody being fired because of the spirits. I think a lot of people in the beginning really thought it was just like an excuse to get rid of them for some reason. And I really think in the beginning, a lot of people were expecting her to play the I'm possessed card. Because of where she's at, and she spent I think it was like $1.4 million on this house, and you don't want to lose money like that. That's a lot of money.
That's so much money.
This is all nuts. But there was a response to all of this by Jason Hawes. Now, regardless of, I mean, I've said it before, I have some issues with Jason personally, and it's only because of how I was a huge Ghost Hunters fan. It's his responses to the, all the stuff with his daughter that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And there are things about this, like he's been very active in taking up arms, of all the bad things that's been happening here, which kind of, to me, it just seems odd that he's so willing to call out other fake stuff, but whatever. This isn't a Cody and Story video. Jason Hawes has become very much a face of the fight against the Conjuring House.
He has,
and
for sure.
Shortly after this, he released a video, and I think we should watch that and see what he has to say. And then we have some super fun stuff to get into.
Yay.
Hey everybody, Jason Hawes here. So, if things weren't already crazy enough with everything going on at the Conjuring House with the owner, the main caretaker, the general manager, Brian, just posted a video. Now, I've never met Brian, but I want to share his video because he was just terminated because spirits that died in 1800s told the owner that he was stealing, even though it was all recorded. There's a room where this is all recorded. She could have checked it, but no. The spirits told her that this man was stealing, and he's owed like $9,000 in back pay. So when he asked about that, she said she wasn't paying him because the spirits told her he was stealing. And he was supposed to have medical, he was supposed to have all these other things. None of this stuff happened. I'm going to share Brian's video here just because this story you wouldn't think could get any crazier, but God damn it. I mean, it just keeps on getting crazier. This lady needs to be held accountable for what she's doing to these people. Now, again, I've never met Brian. I've heard about him. I've heard he's a great guy. And I feel horrible that he just got screwed again. Somebody else is being screwed. This lady needs to be shut down. This property needs to just go up for sale or just be taken back by somebody. I can't believe what just happened. I'm going to share his video right now. So check this out. Here we go. If you just finished watching that video, then you're just as much in awe as I am. Again, it's not about any specific person in general. It's about all these people. These are the things that these people have been dealing with. This owner told this man he had a job. He quit his job, went to work for her. Months went by. She didn't pay him. When he inquired about 5 weeks of back pay, she then decided that she was going to tell him that the spirits told her that he was stealing, so he was fired, and she's not going to give him the money. So many people's lives have been broken, or people have been attacked by this owner of these properties. I think it's time for everybody to dive deep into these LLCs and find out what more has gone on that we don't know about.
He ain't lying.
So check it out. But, definitely, Brian, my heart goes out to you, man. We've never met face to face, never even talked. But I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. And I think it's time that people just put the whole Conjuring House aside and just stop going there, because all that's happening is the money that people are paying are financially enabling this lady to screw over as many people as she can. And again, threaten lawsuits. Brian was told if he goes public, she's going to hit him with a lawsuit. Can you believe this? So in other words, if he goes public, looking for the money that's owed to him, you're going to sue him and make it so he's out even more money. I hope everybody out there donates to his GoFundMe page, and I hope everybody out there cuts all ties and stops booking with the Conjuring House. This lady needs to be held accountable. She needs to be charged. She needs to be taken to court. It is totally ridiculous. And my heart goes out to all the people who've dealt with this crap from this lady.
So now Jason has had to come out and make claims, talk about it.
Yeah.
Because he's right. Like, what about all the people involved in this? And how many other people have been screwed over by her?
Mm-hmm. And it just seems like all this is coming from such a weird place.
It seems like it came out of no. I mean, I understand that it was losing money and then there was a big controversy and stuff, but it seems like such an odd, big jump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's really weird. Now, I was looking, you won't see it or hear it because I'll edit it out, but I was trying to find the original footage of, there's a video of a truck that pulls up to the Conjuring House. I think it's a little red pickup truck. And Jacqueline Nunez is claiming, I wonder if I'll get in trouble for saying this on YouTube, but claiming that Jason Hawes has shown up on the property to basically hate her.
Yeah.
And this is where people really start to get in a glimpse of like
where her head's at.
She's lost it at this point. She has really lost the plot. And everybody has come out about, even Corey and Jen, thanks for that video.
Yeah.
And we loved watching Conjuring videos when they owned the house, right? Because Corey and his wife seem like great people.
Yes.
They seem super rad and down to earth.
And they wanted it for what the Conjuring House has been for, and that's paranormal evidence.
Yeah, it's been an investigation spot.
Yeah.
But even they spoke out about what was going on there after this. Now, I want to play another clip. I find this very interesting because this made the news.
It did. And
let's just see what it says. I just find this interesting that a paranormal spot like this it's on the news. So, let's watch it.
Target 12 investigator Sarah Grunelli. In our exclusive interview, we're sitting down with a former employee of the Conjuring House, a place known for its paranormal activity. After he says he was fired because the owner spoke to a spirit who said he was stealing.
John Arnold told me you've been stealing money out of the cash box for the past 2 months.
Coming up, how the owner is responding and what the state is doing to investigate.
So there's they covered this on the local news. Right, it's insane. I have to say it like that. This is so crazy.
It really is. Like, there are so many parts of this that just don't make sense. That just don't make sense at all whatsoever. It's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, you get this business. You have people who do a certain specific thing that are so attached to an entity at the house, Abigail, and they do their own method around it, and that's what you start building it around, but it ends up becoming so much more.
Yeah,
so much more, and it just seems like it's out of nowhere.
I'm scrolling right now, if you can't tell, watching this. I only thought it was covered once on the news. This thing's been covered multiple times on the news.
We just passed a few other news clips. It's so weird.
How could that be good for business?
I don't know. And like in the video that we had talked about a few minutes ago, but the truck pulling up in the driveway, it was a video of her. We can't find the original now. We can only find little bits and pieces of it, but it was a video of the security camera out in the driveway, and she's saying that she went out and talked to these people.
No, she didn't. No,
right?
She didn't go out and talk to them.
Okay.
No, she's just claiming. All right. So the truck pulls up in the video, and what she's claiming is that she can see that it's Jason Hawes in the truck, and he's there to assassinate her.
Okay, you cannot see anyone in the vehicle. It's literally just a truck with headlights on, pulled into the driveway, and it sits there for a few, and then ends up backing out and leaving.
I wasn't sure how I was going to be trying to do this video. it's just it's so ridiculous.
It's so all over the place.
I don't even know like what else to say, because at this point it's like we are just talking. I feel like we're just talking about a lady who has really lost it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think I might have actually found the video of the truck thing, which I really do want to play, just because I feel like it needs to be seen by people who don't know anything about this, because it's wild. It's wild. So
It really is.
let's just play this. I do want to play this, so let's play this for everybody. So for our podcast friends, I'm probably going to cut that out because there's really not much going on, like talking wise. But I think it was in the she posted that on Facebook, and that's where she made the claim that if you look, it's Jason Hawes.
You can't see anything. Can't see anything. You see a vehicle in a dark driveway with its headlights on.
This is, for me personally, this is a hard topic to cover, because I'm trying really hard to make this not all over the place, but
It really is just all over the place. It's all over the place.
it is. It's hard to cover because there's so much to it, and it's like Megan said, it's all over the place, and it is just it's just wild.
I feel like this woman took on this place and it became way too much. Way too much for her to handle, to run, to handle all the scrutiny and eyes on that come with having a place like this.
I think a lot of it too is like money. Like, she really thought this was just going to be
A huge cash grab.
And it blew up in her face. And now she's not taking it well. There was another post. I'm looking for it, but I can't find it. But she made a claim that she had all the evidence, and she was going to sue Jason for, what did she say it was? Psychic attacks on her.
What the hell was that? I didn't get anything from her.
Yes.
Which in itself is just such a how do you measure that? How do you
can't.
prove that?
You can't. You absolutely can't.
So it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. And if you want to go online, there's a lot of like group videos. People are calling to boycott the Conjuring House at this point. And honestly, I'm on board with that.
I am too.
Here it is. I found it. Okay, so I wasn't able to find it until just now, but I believe this is it. So she makes a post that says, basically, Jason Hawes is hijacking the Conjuring House Facebook account, and she's pursuing every legal remedy available to me and this business that you sold both the property and the business to be in May of 2022. Facebook will not allow people to destroy other people and their business. That's what they have told me. Get a life, find a new obsession, get therapeutic help. Finally, keep the F away from this property. How are things shaping up with Cody Satori and Jason effing Hawes? I heard he's missing. I hope he's okay. She also claimed that he went into hiding.
Yeah.
There's more up at the top of this, but I don't know why they posted it like this. But that was a text. That was a text message to somebody, and they're like, "Please stop harassing me."
Yeah.
I think it was to Jason. Oh, so again, I'm trying not make this all over the place. Apparently, she reached out to Jason because if you were a Ghost Hunters fan, I'm pretty sure I heard that like he still works for Roto-Rooter, and the Conjuring House was having issues with their plumbing, and she reached out to him to ask him for help with the problem. And then in the midst of so a little bit of time had gone by, and in the midst of all that, this was going on, and like she's bothering him, claiming he's going into hiding, claiming he's trying to psychically attack her, claiming he's showing up on the property to assassinate her. If you think this video sounds crazy, it's because this whole situation is nuts.
Every bit of this situation is wild.
And it's literally
wild,
played out as hectic as I'm doing this video, because there's so much going on that it's really hard to keep up with.
It is
at this point.
Also, too, like going back and being able to get all the parts to make a video like this, like we're coming in on the tail end of a lot of this, and the Conjuring House, Facebook, YouTube comments online have been extreme over the last few months. But if you go back, a lot of those comments or comments that other people have made have disappeared, and only positive things are left behind. So I don't know. If you're wanting more information about this, I do know that like Mythos Paranormal and a few other of the debunking channels have covered a lot of this, but as it was happening, so they have a lot more of the bits of information like as it happened and before things were deleted.
So
and things
we've
like that
actually
too.
hit a point now to where she's fired so many people that she's claiming that she's letting the grass at the Conjuring House grow to be home for crickets.
Yeah.
And that's basically where we're at. There's a boycott. I am sure there's going to be so much more to this unfolding as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Something's got to give. Either she's going to, I don't know, hurt herself or someone else, or something's going to happen here. And the reason, like, I want to go back to the beginning of this when I said I don't want to call her names, because I truly believe she has a mental issue happening.
Something is absolutely going on.
I don't want to blame her for all this, because I feel like she needs help.
Yeah.
I feel like she
100%.
needs mental help. But in the meantime, I think the worst thing we can all do is to feed into this and keep supporting that property.
Yep.
I really think she needs to sell it. Somebody out there will pay good money for that place.
Yeah.
And we can maybe get it back into the hands of somebody who will make it right. But she needs help.
Absolutely.
She truly needs help. And it's so sad, because regardless of how you feel about the Conjuring House, be it you think it's real or not, I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's an iconic location, no matter how you feel about it. And we should be allowed to go there and investigate and have it you have to not spend your life savings to walk through the door.
Yeah, it is a absolute staple of the paranormal world, and I would hate to see anything happen to it, especially under these kind of circumstances.
Yeah. So we said we would kind of try to do our best to tackle this. This isn't really our normal content that we would make, so we did our best. But it's a hard story to follow, just because so much has happened and is happening. And honestly, there was a post 5 minutes ago from the Conjuring House, and there's a lot of laughing faces on it.
It's crazy.
I'm scared to play it.
I'm
not gonna lie. I'm
okay.
scared to play it.
It's okay. We don't have to.
So if you want to watch it, there's a new post. I'm sure there is, because she's claiming like all these strange things now. Like she's fired everybody, so now anything that goes wrong, or the grass growing, like I had just said, basically she's saying this is all her plan, basically.
Okay.
So again, we did our best. We hope we did it good enough for you to understand what's happening there. But help Brian if you can.
Absolutely.
And that's another thing. Like, you don't even have to believe in the paranormal, but he had a job that he needed to pay for his medical expenses, and he's
struggling.
I feel really bad for him.
So do I.
I feel super bad for him.
He didn't even do anything. He did nothing.
Well, I mean, that's not what Mr. Arnold said. The ghost of Mr. Arnold, because if you can't believe, 100 some odd year old spirits or 200-year-old spirits that have been gone forever, who can you believe? Who can you believe? I'm just saying, if you want the truth, ask a dead person.
Stop.
But anyways, it's just, this whole story is just, it's mind-blowing.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But
anyways, this is it. I really am over the Conjuring House, everything at this point.
Same.
We've talked about it in the past. We're talking about it again. And honestly, the only reason that we even did this was because one of our Patreons was curious on what we'd have to say. So there you go, Joe. This is what we think about it. It's wild. It's wild. Unless
so crazy.
unless like something super big happens,
Right.
where I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other way better YouTubers than us covering it. And this is like what they do.
Yeah.
So check out Mythos, Beardo, Side Eye Guy, The Shape, anybody. There's so many people who do really good work on this kind of stuff.
There really is.
So go check them out. We're more of like a discovery travel place. You know, we talk about locations and we get the facts.
We have covered this location before.
We
so
have.
We just kind of wanted to touch on what's going on recently.
And I mean, we do have, we are in the paranormal world. So, I mean, I will talk about stuff like this. It's just not what we normally do. And here you're going to get more of our opinion versus, I don't know. We're not journalists is what I guess I'm getting at. You know,
far from it.
But we do have opinions and you'll get them. You know, even though you didn't ask for them, you'll still get them. But this is where we're going to end this. And where can they find us?
They can find us on Facebook at For the Booze and on Instagram at For the Booze _podcast.
You did that backwards than you normally
did.
do.
I felt really weird.
You can also find us on X at For the Booze, right here on YouTube at For the Booze, and on TikTok at For the Booze. I always just generally say For the Booze. If you want to watch the videos, some of them do have _podcast, but I can't remember them all. There's so many. I wish I could get them all under the same name, but sometimes they're taken. It just is what it is. And don't forget, if you have a listener story that you would like to share with everyone, or you have a suggestion of something you'd like to do, even topics like this that we didn't really want to do, we'll do them.
Yeah.
Send them in to forthebooze12@gmail.com. It's going to be floating up here with the candle somewhere. And what else? 5 stars, rate and review.
That's right.
iTunes, but anywhere will really work. We need them desperately.
We do.
We would like to get this thing off the ground at some point. We've been doing it for almost 3 years, so.
Yeah. It's a long time.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what? I still enjoy doing the show, so it is what it is. But if you want to give them to us, we appreciate it. And
we sure do.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, you know what to do.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, so much for listening. And we will see you in the next one.
Bye. Boycott the Conjuring House before Jason Hawes somebody.
Ha 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 ha.